You know, we hear the term knowledge society thrown around all the time. It's this amazing, high-tech future that we're all supposedly building together. But what if that whole story is just wrong? What if the future we've been waiting for is already here, and we've been looking at it completely backward? Let's dig into that. This one question, really, this gets to the very heart of the matter. For decades, the whole conversation has been about this grand transformation, right? This long journey toward a new kind of world. But what if that's just the wrong way to frame it? What if we're not on the journey anymore? What if we've already arrived? So this is the story we all know. The idea that for the past, 30 years or so, we've been in this long process of structural change, and it's all leading to this one destination, the so-called knowledge society. And look, the timeline seems to support this, right? You've got the building blocks, all these information and communication technologies popping up in the late 20th century. Then the internet starts to spread, first just among the folks who built it, and then, well, everywhere. And that lands us here today, where the conversation is still all about building this future. But this is exactly where we need to press pause and completely shift our perspective. Okay, so let's get right to the main argument. The really big idea here is this. The network society isn't some far-off goal we're working towards. It's here. It's now. It is our current, lived-in reality. We're already in it. So what are we actually talking about? Well, think of it as a totally new system of communication. It's fundamentally different from the old, top-down mass media of the industrial age, where a TV station or a radio station just broadcast at you. This is something else entirely. It's networked, it's interactive, and it's decentralized. And this is where it gets really interesting. This new society, it isn't some one-size-fits-all model. It's already here, yes, but it looks totally different depending on where you are in the world. It gets shaped and bent by local culture, by politics, by who has access and who doesn't. It's a living reality, not some neat and tidy blueprint. This one thought just reframes everything. The network society isn't the finish line we've been running towards. It's the starting block. It's the point from which whatever comes next is going to be built. We aren't building towards it, we have to start building from it, because we are already here. But here's the catch. If this is our new reality, it comes with a massive, glaring problem. This new society is not for everyone. In fact, it's pretty much defined by these deep, painful gaps between those who are connected and those who are left out. And I mean, the division is just stark. On one side, you have the insiders, academic circles, business communities, government institutions, all deeply plugged into the network. And on the other side, well, you have the excluded. Entire societies cut off because of massive income inequality, or oppressive political systems, or even a basic lack of education. These aren't just abstract ideas. These are real people who are effectively locked out of the new core of how our world works. And now for the real kicker, a paradox that you absolutely have to understand. You'd think, hey, let's just throw more technology at the problem. That'll fix it. But actually, it can make things so much worse. In places where these inequalities already exist, just layering on more advanced tech can actually speed up the exclusion, making that gap between the haves and the have-nots even wider. And the evidence for this is just overwhelming. I mean, you look at the data and it shows these huge deficits in who can even get their hands on these tools. And this isn't just a simple story of rich countries versus poor countries. Even inside booming economies like China and India, these massive gaps are still there, creating these deep internal divides and shutting millions of people out. Okay, so if more tech isn't the magic answer, then what is? How do we get from this fractured, divided network society to something that's truly an inclusive knowledge society for everybody? Turns out the answer has 3 layers. Yeah, technology is step 1. It's the foundation, you need it. But it can't do the job on its own. It absolutely has to be supported by huge changes in our organizations and in our institutions. We have to redesign the very systems we live in to fit this new reality. And what's the whole point of all this, really? It's not just about getting everyone a smartphone or an internet connection. It's about actually using the incredible power of these technologies to fuel real, widespread development, to make lives better, to grow economies, and to improve society for everyone, not just a select few. So let's bring it back to that really powerful idea. This is our point of departure, our starting line. If we accept that, what does it actually mean for how we should be moving forward? It means we have to fundamentally change what we focus on. The job is no longer to just build more of the network, as if we're just paving more highways. The real difficult work now is to tear down the barriers and actively make sure that every single person can be included in the network that already exists. It's a shift from construction to inclusion. So if we accept this is where we stand, in a world that's more connected than ever, but also more divided than ever, the big challenge isn't building the road anymore. It's figuring out the destination. Now that we're all at the starting line, the real question is, where do we as a global society choose to go from here?